went to bleeding races, 'twas on the 9th of June, 1862 on a summer's afternoon. I took the bus to Banbury's and she was heavy laden. Away we went along Collingwood Street, that's on the road to bleeding.
You're watching Toon Army TV. Welcome to the channel. This is your midweek match preview between Leeds United and Newcastle United this Wednesday in the Premier League. The kickoff is 6 o'clock at Elland Road. The games are coming thick and fast now with the Christmas period. As we all know, games every 3 or 4 days. And this is our first of many to come, as we've had one game a week for the past month and a bit. Now, Leeds United, congratulations on your promotion to the top flight. The first time in 16 years. I believe you're a big club with a huge fan base, a good history, and I believe that you do belong in the Premier League, and it's good to see you back. We're locking horns once more in the top division. We did last play you in the Championship, and it was a 2-0 win at Elland Road, but it's nice to have you back in the top flight, and I hope Marcelo Bielsa brings some sort of success to Leeds United, as you deserve it. You know, it's been a very torrid time for you the past decade, and you've managed to make it back into the Premier League where you belong. But I hope Newcastle, of course, get the win on Wednesday evening. So if you haven't seen this channel before, I do a lot of match previews. I do end of match reaction. So if you enjoy all that good stuff, make sure you subscribe. You turn on the notification bell so you're notified when I drop a video. Make sure that you put your comments down below and you put in your starting 11s and your score predictions. And make sure that you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Toon Army TV. So what I tend to do in these previews, I compare both sides, both Leeds United and Newcastle United. So without any further ado, let's jump straight into this match preview between Leeds and Newcastle United. So looking at the Premier League table, Newcastle United go into this game in 12th place on 17 points. After a win against West Bromwich Albion. That's now 2 back-to-back wins for the first time this season in the Premier League. And it is mid-table. That's where we're going to be come the end of the season, unless we can string more wins together. It's where we expect it to be at the start of the season. Leeds United, on the other hand, are currently 14th in the Premier League on 14 points. And it's been a decent start for them. That's probably where the Leeds United fans were expecting your club to be around this time of the season. Of course, there's still a lot of games to go. You have played it one game more than us, but it is nevertheless a very good, solid start to the season. Now, looking at both games, last up for both Leeds and Newcastle. So my club, Newcastle, we played West Bromwich Albion and beat them by 2-1 at St James's Park. It wasn't a convincing display, but nevertheless, it's a win. We scored 2 goals. We opened the scoring with Almiron after 20 seconds. West Brom equalised through Furlong to make it 1-1. But then Dwight Gale found the back of the net to give us a 2-1 win with a very good header with 8 minutes to play. And that then climbs us up the Premier League table. As for Leeds United, they took on West Ham United at home and lost 2-1. They did take the lead. However, West Ham United got back into the game at 1-1, and then late into the second half, very similar to ourselves, West Ham managed to nick the 2-1 win at Elland Road. So Leeds United will be looking for some sort of reaction in this game on Wednesday evening. Now, looking at injuries and suspensions for both clubs. Now, Newcastle, we've been plagued with the virus and we've had many players out self-isolating, which is the right thing to do, but we did have a strong enough lineup against West Bromwich Albion, and I'm expecting a very similar squad to be selected against Leeds on Wednesday night. As for Leeds United, well, Robin Koch and Guintano Berardi seem to be out for them, but that's what I've been reading on my reports. If anything changes, Leeds fans, do let me know down below in the comments section. Now, looking at the formations that I believe both sides will start off with and how they've been going about the season. Well, Steve Bruce did go with 5 at the back, but he's been going 4-4-2. and it's been working this past couple of games against Crystal Palace and West Bromwich Albion, picking up 2 wins, 6 points, and it definitely works. It's what I've been calling out for, the basic 4-4-2 or 4-2-3-1. And with the 4-4-2, well, it's getting the best out of the likes of Joe Linton, for example. And why change something when it's not broken? I don't think Steve Bruce will change it. He will go with the 4-4-2 on Wednesday night. That's what I am expecting. As for Leeds United, well, Marcelo Bielsa will be going with the 4-1-4-1 formation. So in goal, the keeper, then you've got your 4 at the back. You've then got your CDM, which I believe will be Calvin Phillips. Then you've got the 4 in midfield and 1 up front, which will be Patrick Bamford. Not a bad formation. It works for them. They seem to be getting goals from all areas of the pitch. And I don't think Marcelo Bielsa will change that formation. And it's not a bad formation, actually. It's quite a positive formation to use as long as it's 4 at the back. And then you've got, your midfielders sort of getting forward, trying to support the striker up front. Not an easy formation to use when you've got 1 up front, but if you've got 4 very good midfielders, then it can always help if the right service goes into the box. So very similar to Steve Bruce, I don't think Marcelo Bielsa will change it, if it's not broken, and it's got them, 14 points from, 12 games played. So I expect 2 very similar formations going into this game on Wednesday evening. Now, looking at Leeds United, well, I think as a Newcastle fan, we need to go from the very off, just go at Leeds, get at them, have a go and put them under pressure. That's what we need to do. We know that they've lost their last home game against West Ham United. Can we inflict further misery on Leeds United? Well, it's possible. They are beatable. They're very unpredictable, but they are a very good side, and we don't want to underestimate Leeds United. I won't certainly underestimate them. I think they've got a very good squad that's capable of doing a lot more in the coming years, as long as they stay in the Premier League and Marcelo Bielsa sticks around. Well, as for Leeds United, they've had a few problems, at the back, conceding silly set-piece goals. I remember that one against West Ham United from, a cross into the box, and it should have been dealt with, and West Ham go on and get the winner. It's little things like that which I think Marcel Bielsa will be, getting into the side, and when they're doing their training, trying to drill into them, that you've got to stay tight and you've got to try, and clear your lines. And I think something that Leeds will understand and learn as they go through, their debut season back into the Premier League. And I believe it'll work out for them over the course of the season. But I think for us, that's where we can exploit them as a Newcastle fan. If we get any free kicks or any corners, put them under pressure, because if we do that, we've got a very good chance of scoring. However, Leeds will be looking at us and they'll think, well, we are still prone to the counter-attack. We still concede daft goals. If you're watching, the last game against West Brom, Jamal Lewis, he's just caught ball watching at times, and we have looked solid at the back, but I think it's Jamal Lewis who, is the weak point right now. But then I always look at it as a team collective. We are at times overrun in midfield, and we can get put under so much pressure. We're just sort of camped in, and that needs to sort of change going into these type of games. And we do lose possession very quickly, and West Brom had a lot of the ball and had a better side played up against us on Saturday afternoon, then they could have actually won that game. And even at 1-1, I was still never confident that we could have got the 3 points, just by the way in which we were getting the ball, trying to play the counter-attacking game, but it just wasn't working. West Brom were just sucking it in, and that's not what you want against a side who I think will go down at the end of the season. So I think it could be a very good game on Wednesday. I think it could be very set up for a 50-50 match where it could go either way, but it all depends, if we have a go and try and get at Leeds United. There's an advantage there. There's no fans, and all Leeds United have got a very good fan base, and they'll be right behind their side from minute one, but unfortunately they're not going to be there, so it kind of helps us, to play our game. And I think at the end of the day, we've come off a very good win. Just play to try and get all 3 points. I don't want to see Steve Bruce just sit back and hope for a draw, because if we play like that, Leeds United have got players that can hurt you, and that's not what we want. And we want to try and come out of Elland Road with at least a positive result. Now, looking to the players, ones to watch, we'll start off with my club, Newcastle United. So first up, Callum Wilson. He's got 7 goals so far this season. He's our top goal scorer. Didn't score against West Bromwich Albion, but so far this season, he's looked clinical. When he's got the service, he's put the ball in the back of the net. He's a bit of a menace, and that's what you want For me, he should be number 9. But against yourselves, I think he'll be up for it. Leeds United, Elland Road, he'll be looking to try and get into those double figures. He's not very far away, and he's definitely your one to watch in terms of the main threat. Joe Linton's not looked too bad in the last couple of games, or even 3 games if you put the Chelsea game in there. He's got a goal. He's also got a couple of assists. Against West Brom, he set up Almiron to open the scoring after 20 seconds. He's looking very good in that 4-4-2, and with that confidence, he's only going to get better, and he will be looking for a goal on Wednesday evening. At times, he was very unlucky against West Brom, but you can see now with the 4-4-2, he's getting better. He's got that understanding with Callum Wilson, and thank goodness for that, because the longer Joe Linton continued to play the way he was, I was getting very concerned. And don't get me wrong, he's not out of the neck of the woods yet. He's still got to work hard. He's still got to, make those runs, and he won't get as many against you lot, but he's still that threat if and when he gets the service. Almiron I've put in there as well. He got a goal against West Brom after 20 seconds. Could have had a couple actually on top of that against West Brom. He's a player who, if you give him the service, like he got against West Brom, he will put the ball in the back of the net. He's got a bit of pace about him. He is strong, but sometimes he can get, hurried off the ball. But he is positive, the lad. He does smile. And with that goal against West Brom, he'll be looking forward to this game on Wednesday night, and he'll be looking to try and add to his tally of that goal he scored against West Bromwich Albion. So definitely watch out for Almon this Wednesday night. Now, looking at Leeds United, they've got a few. First up, Patrick Bamford. What a start to the season. He's had 8 goals already, and everyone doubted him that could he even score a goal in the Premier League. Well, he's scored 8 already, and he's looking good. Very clinical. He likes to play off the last man. He likes to be played up front on his own. But Leeds United have got a lot of the pace in their side, and that's what helps out Bamford. And he is clinical, and we have to be careful if we, as a club, as a squad, sit back and allow Leeds to play. And if we give Bamford any service, well, 9 times out of 10 he's going to put the ball in the back of the net. So we have to be wary of him. Rafinha, another decent player who scored against Everton on the wing. He's got a bit of pace, and we just got to be careful to just tighten up a little bit, not give the ball away too cheaply like we did against West Brom, because if we do that, then he's got the pace to cut in and potentially score a goal. Rodrigo, he's got 1 already from the midfield, who they signed from Valencia, a very good player. I was quite surprised when they got him through the door, but he's proven to be a very good buy for them. He's got a bit of top flight experience in Spain, and he's doing okay for Leeds from what I've seen. He's only got 1 goal. He'd be looking to score more for the price tag, but it's like anything. When you come into the Premier League, you need to try and gel into the side and to get used to the way in which the Premier League goes about its business, and I feel like he will get there. Matthias Klick, who's got 3 goals already, scored against West Ham United from the penalty spot, and he's a decent player from the Championship days of last season, and he's sort of kicked on in the Premier League. He'd be looking for more goals. A player who from the midfield will be looking to try and get as much service as possible, and if he's not the one trying to force the issue, he will try and put in the likes of Rodrigo or Patrick Bamford. So a very good player to watch out for. Calvin Phillips, who plays as CDM, but he does like to get forward. He does like to protect the back four, but also help out the midfield. So don't be surprised if he causes a real threat to us on Wednesday evening. Now, my starting 11 for the game against Leeds United would be the same against West Brom. Don't change it. Go again. Don't change something that's not broken. So it would be the 4-4-2 formation. So in goal, Carl Darlow. At right back, it would be Emil Kraft. Left back, Jamal Lewis. The 2 centre-backs, Isaac Hayden and Kieran Clark. On the right-hand side, you'd have Matt Ritchie. On the left-hand side, Almiron. The 2 in midfield, Sean Longstaff and John Joe Shelby. And the 2 up front would be Callum Wilson and Joe Linton. Let me know down below in the comments, Newcastle fans, would you change any of that starting 11, or would you keep it the same? Because I believe, if we've just been given 3 points against West Brom, if they've not played too bad, then I believe they should be given that chance against Leeds United. And that is my starting 11 for the game. And then just to end, to say we need to go again against Leeds United. We need to be positive. Don't sit back. Put the pressure on. Make Leeds United uncomfortable. And let's not make any daft mistakes one thing I was not happy about against West Brom was the possession, allowing West Brom to have all of the play, because like I say, a better side would have punished us. So if we improve on that, if we be more clinical around the box, pass the ball, and when we get chances around the box, put the ball in the back of the net first and foremost. If we do that, then 9 times out of 10 you're going to come out of Elland Road with a good victory. But I know Leeds United are a good side. They're no pushovers, and they will be looking for a reaction. So any mistake that we make, they will punish us for it. So it's all about being, 100% on it. If we're not, then we know what to expect come full time. So my score prediction, I'm going to go with a Leeds United 1, Newcastle United 1 final score. I am tempted to go for a win, but I know Leeds United are a good side, and even with and without the fans, Elland Road is not the easiest of places to go, and they have improved since the last time we've played them. And I believe with the game coming up against Fulham on Saturday, for me that's the bigger game. But if we can get 3 points against Leeds, that would be fantastic. As long as we can keep the unbeaten run going, can we make it 3 wins in a row? It's possible, but we just need to stay focused. And that's the end of the match preview. Make sure that you let me know down below in the comments your starting 11s and your score predictions, and make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification bell, put your comments down below, and make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter. All my social medias are down below in the box, and follow me and I'll follow you back, and keep, like I say, subscribing just to help the channel grow more in 2020 as we go into 2021. But anyway, I'll be back for the match review straight after the game for my reaction, and then in the meantime, keep safe, watch what you're doing, and I will see you all later. Keep it tuned. How are the lads?
Hey,